Okay, this is going to be a short or maybe long video explaining the ins and outs of calibrating a SF ExploreIR monitor. It's a single zone monitor. Usually comes in a canvas bag that you're familiar with. Uh, this is a brand new one, so it's in better shape than most, but when you get things in for calibration, first thing you want to do is a visual inspection. Just check over the unit, make sure it hasn't been dropped, banged, isn't excessively dirty. Sometimes you get them and they're just absolutely covered in dirt. Sometimes they've been dropped, and you'll see the case banged up. So the first thing we do is just take a look at it, take it out of the canvas bag, obviously. Pop the filter off the front. We don't need that for testing. And just give it a look. And to open the unit up, we're going to remove 10 screws. You're going to have 2 on either panel, and then there'll be 3 on each side. A bottom one, and then the 2 screws that are on the blank side of the panel. So 1, 2, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So just remember it's the screws that are on the blank panel, because if you pull off the screws over here, it'll be a headache. So don't do that. So we're going to do that. We'll pull off the screws. You can use a screwdriver if you want. You can use the screw gun if you want. Doesn't matter. Sometimes a gun's quicker. Sometimes a screwdriver is quieter. I kind of go back and forth as to which one I'm going to use, depending upon how I feel. Yes, this is an impact wrench, which probably isn't the best thing to use, but unscrewing it doesn't really matter. You don't want to use an impact wrench to put these things back together, but that's for another story. So once you remove those, it's just gonna come apart like this. Pretty straightforward. And then you're going to see you've got 2 pieces. The sample bag is on one side, and then the guts and all the electronics are on the top panel of this. So the first thing we're going to do is just disconnect the hose from the bag and set this aside for now. And then again, we're just going to do a visual inspection of the inside. The main things to pay attention to are all these different cable connections. Make sure that they're tight. Just give it a little press to make sure they're tight. And then this guy here, and there's another one up here. Those are solenoids. You probably can't see it, but these things will have a tendency to break off from time to time. So if you have a monitor that's having problems with purge faults or sample flows, you might see that I always open these up and just give these things a little wiggle to see if they move at all. If they're loose at all, you'll know right away. Sometimes they're not even connected, they're just floating around in there. And your monitor will be getting flow faults or purge faults. So check this solenoid, and then check the one that's on the display that you can't see, but this is the display, and you'll see something that looks just like that. It's either going to be white or it's going to be yellow. So check them both. Usually this is the one that gives me problems, but check them both. You're there. So once you do the visual inspection and you think everything's looking fine, it's like this monitor, it's in good shape. There's not a whole lot more we have to do. We're just going to replace 3 things. We're going to replace the filter. This is an internal hydrophobic filter that blocks water and dust and dirt and junk like that. We're going to replace that. We're going to replace this little battery that's right there. And then we're going to replace the sample bag on this side. I'm going to pull this guy up, put a new one in. I guess one caveat with replacing the battery, there's 2 ways to do the battery replacement. The easy way and the hard way. The easy way is, once you have this whole thing apart, if it's just like this, get your power cord from either your battery or from the actual charger that comes with the unit. Plug your monitor in and turn it on. You don't have to let it warm up or anything. Just get it powered on and then go in there, pull the battery out and put the new one in. If you do that, it won't lose any of its configuration settings, and all we'll have to do later on is just confirm that they're there. But if you have this powered off and you pull that battery, all of the configuration settings for the monitor will disappear. So we'll have to go in there and reset the clock, reset the tempco, reset a couple other settings for the optical bench. So what I would suggest is, once you get it apart and you're getting ready to actually make some replacements, turn the unit on, plug it in, turn it on. I usually, to pull the battery out, I usually just get a little pliers or something and just give it a little. Be careful to only grab the battery and take it out. And then get your new battery. And when you put it in, the battery has two sides to it. One side has writing, is kind of a flat side and has the writing. That's actually the positive side of the terminal. And that's going to go up flat against, I don't know if you can see, but that's going to go in flat against the back of the battery terminal, the battery compartment. So just pay attention when you take the battery out. Make sure you put the new battery in the exact same format, and you will be all set. Now, if you notice what I just did, I shut the unit off and pulled the battery, which means this unit now is lost all of its configuration settings, so we'll have to replace that when we start it up in a little while. But that's it for the battery. Like I said, keep the unit powered on, change the battery. As soon as the battery's in there, the new battery's in there, turn it off, unplug it, and then you can start working on the rest of it. The only other things you're going to replace is this filter in here. Sometimes these push-to-connect fittings are a little pesky and they fight with you, but I'm sure you guys are familiar with those. And then the filter is just a simple pop-off. The old filter, sometimes they fight a bit too. Put the new one in. Sometimes you'll see a mark on the filter with an arrow, or you'll see writing on one side that says in. And you want to just make sure that that is on the inlet side. I have one of the other filters here. Let's see. Oh yeah. This is probably the kind of filter you're going to have in your kit. It has writing on one side, has the 0.45 rating. So again, it really doesn't matter what direction. These are kind of omnidirectional, so you can put them in either orientation, but just for uniformity's sake, I always have the writing facing out. So if I put this in, I would have the writing facing out of the unit. But it really doesn't